Women of Reddit, what do men do that confuses you? That they can have friends they've known them for years but not have picked up more than basic information about them. I recently found out a friend of mine has a sister whom I've never seen or heard of. I've known the guy for about 13 years. I sometimes will have just learned a guy's name after being friends with him for months. Although I will ask several times throughout those months, I'll just take forever to remember it, but usually it's the same for them, lol. Trying to impress women by doing things that would only impress other men. I can carry 2 chairs at the same time. You're not impressed by my underwear grabbing skill when I flick it up with my foot after taking it off? Well, I was, first try. The whole alpha, beta, omega, sigma thing just sounds like zodiac signs for guys in my opinion. My boyfriend calls himself alpha. I'm like, if you have to say that you're not alpha. Honestly, just surprised any guy that calls himself an alpha actually has a girlfriend. She'll be like, sometimes, he will watch a movie on TV even though he already owns that movie on DVD. Pointing this out to him confuses and upsets him. John Mulaney. It hits different, like when a song you love plays on your Spotify versus hearing it on the radio in the wild. Put their clothes beside the hamper, not in the hamper. That's 'cause they're too clean for the dirty pile, but too dirty for the clean drawer. That's what a chair, or a piece of exercise equipment, in the room is for. I am 22 years old, and I work as a waitress in a small town. There are several men, most 70 plus, who think it's okay to rub your arm, back, or hip when they talk to you. Some have gotten upset when you simply move yourself away from them. There's a few who have asked to take a picture of me, and one has asked my coworker for my phone number. I hope that in 50 years, I will have enough sense not to hit on people young enough to be my grandchild. As a young man that used to be in a tradesman job, they mostly do it to show off and impress their other male coworkers. Made me uncomfortable. I'm a man of 60, and I'm constantly amazed that other men my age hit on teens and 20s. What the fuck, dudes? Refusing to go to the doctor. Because I'll get bad news I don't want to hear. Or, everything will be fine and I'll feel dumb for overreacting. Just waiting for the pain to go away is easier. Intentionally hurt themselves or put themselves in situations there's a high likelihood of getting hurt. For example, staring down a lit bottle rocket launcher, taking turns whacking each other in the nads, touching an electric fence, just to see how bad it is, etc. My brother and I found a scorpion with its stinger caught in the carpet, and he immediately said, "It's trapped. I'm going to pet it like a dog." When he asked me to join him, I of course said fuck no, and he said, "This is what separates males from females," as he pet the damn scorpion. It's become a core memory. And now he has a story of how he pet a scorpion. Most of the stupid things guys do are calculated risks. We usually don't go full stupid but build up to it from previous experience. Spending 40 plus minutes on the toilet. What are y'all doing in there? Either on the phone or contemplating our existence. I've had some intense epiphanies while pooping. Reading through this thread. I never understood the fascination some men have with driving loud cars. No offense to people who like loud cars, but I find them a bit annoying, especially when I am trying to sleep or trying to talk to someone when a loud car goes by. Do you think maybe he's compensating for something? Shrek. Why do men love the top of the door frame? They always jump for it. I mean, just look at it. How can you not? I don't know, we just love hitting it, maybe to flex that we are tall and can jump high. Take a huge shit, then brag about it. Like, why? Because it was huge. Call us emotional when they are just as emotional, just in the form of anger. They found out our secret. Everyone scatter. Runs away angrily crying. Unsolicited dick pics. As a male, I find it weird about the fact people just take pictures of their dick and send it to randoms on the internet. Might Oswell just not wear clothes in public then? Some female Redditor had the perfect response to unsolicited dick pics. She started flooding his text inbox with random dick pics. This is how I respond to unsolicited dick pics. This is an automated message generated by the Instagram team. Your image has been found to be a violation of 42 USC Section 1283, 2020. An image you sent has been scanned by our AI bot and was flagged as an unsolicited picture. Your account is scheduled to be reported to the police. Our bot is currently in beta testing. Sometimes it makes mistakes. If you believe this message was in error, reply help. Otherwise, you will be contacted by your local authorities within 24 hours. How do you just fall asleep? Just lay down and fall asleep immediately. The trick is always being tired. I'm a guy and am so fucking jealous of anyone who can do it. I swear to God they sold their soul to the devil or some shit. It just ain't normal. I feel like all the men in my life always feel like shit and take like 3 to 4 poops a day. They always have the shits. My dad, me ex, my current partner, my dude friends. What is wrong with y'all guts? Eating poorly? Drinking too much will do this too. They eat like shit. I know people like this, and the main thing they all have in common is they eat complete garbage all day. For some, it's a way to get away from people. They don't even need to go, but it's the one place most people won't bother them. Cheaper than therapy, but less effective. They take so long to poop. It's baffling. For me, that's basically the only time it's quiet when my siblings are home, so I just finish and stay in there to enjoy the silence for a bit. Spit in public. I am a man. This also confuses me. Taking any opportunity to throw things into something like it's a basketball. It's a passive way of asserting dominance amongst your homies if you score it at a long distance, and it feels like you're not a complete failure in life for a brief moment. Talk 5x louder the second they're on the phone. Well, the person on the phone is very far away. We need to speak up so they can hear us. I don't think this is male specific. My mother sounds like she is calling in artillery during WW2 when she is on the phone. Cat calling and name calling. Also the whole treat them mean keep them keen thing. I just don't get it. I am a man. I don't know any man personally who catcalls women. Pretty much every guy I know doesn't understand it either. It just doesn't make sense. Hey girl, I'm going to say something really inappropriate to you. You should find me attractive because of it. What? You're offended? Fine, fuck you. You're ugly anyway. I sincerely don't get it. The guys I know will whisper in the corner to one another about how attractive the women are and never do anything about it. Look at every expression of emotion as a problem to be solved logically. This is a common one, and personally I can't understand expressing my emotions unless I wanted a logical solution. I don't like to just complain about it. I don't like getting sympathy or affirmation. I just want to solve it. So, since I naturally abide by the golden rule of treat others the way you'd want to be treated, I try to solve the problem for them if they bring it up. If I brought up a problem to someone and they just agreed it was bad, I'd probably feel like, what was the point in even telling them? That was pointless. Through relationships, I've found that strangely women often want that, so I suppress the urge to problem solve. I'm a man, but I've been told that a lot from women friend. Teaming instantly, like we instinctively know how to behave in a team action sport. Do you have an inner brain radio? Often been said LOL. I think it's the apes together strong part of our brain. Stop listening in the middle of a short discussion and not remembering something we talked about an hour ago. Men can do that exaggerated walk when their balls stick to their legs and nobody bats an eye. I adjust my bra and people stare at me like I might just committed the 8th deadly sin. Trust me, men get the same looks when we use out hand to adjust our balls in public. Sometimes the balls can't fixed with the oil wide step. When they say sexist stuff, but still expect you to date them. I guess this applies more to incels, but it's really weird how they want a girl, but also hate girls. Complain about being ugly but refuse to get a haircut, do skincare, buy nicer clothes and take a shower. That would require loving yourself, and we don't do that here. I watch football analysts talk for several hours every Saturday morning for the pregame shows, only to take a nap 20 minutes into the game. Drives my wife fucking crazy. Haha. Act interested in dating you one day, mean the next, then back to interested in you, then treats you like a homie, back to being mean, rinse and repeat. A lot of dudes do this, and I'm just like, please make up your fucking mind. Just want upfront honesty and kindness. Not some mixed game shit. I don't have time for that. This is a guy who isn't really interested in you. The cycle is that he is, interested, when he's horny. Solved it for you. I have another take on it. Guys feel like they can't be 100% upfront with women because they don't want to seem too clingy or too desperate or too friendly or too nice. The concept of simping. I guess it used to mean a man who was fully subservient to an abusing woman, but I guess now it means just being nice to women. There's the meme simping and then there's real simping. Meme simping is, like you said, dudes giving other dudes a hard time over just generally being pleasant to a girl. Real simps are creeps who essentially stalk women and pretend like she can do no wrong in some sorta creepy flattery attempt to get her to sleep with them. Pretend to not like things. Every dude in my life has always adamantly been against something even though they obviously enjoy it. My dad always pretended to hate my cats even though he loves to pet them, and wouldn't move them if they jumped up to sleep on him. My boyfriend acts like he hates game shows and then sits down and plays them actively when I'm doing it. Why do so many guys pretend to hate things? It's not always pretend. In the case of your boyfriend hating game shows, there's a chance he really does hate game shows, but because you enjoy them, he'll get into them as well because he knows it'll make you happy, and he'll maybe even enjoy it himself to some extent, though it would be more apt to say that he enjoys spending time with you. In this instance, he probably plays them actively because he goes in with the mentality that if he's going to do it, then he may as well go all in. I've played plenty of video games that I hated with friends because those friends enjoyed playing them quite a bit, and I wanted them to have fun. Alternatively, he really did used to hate game shows, but by watching them with you he grew to like them, but he maintains his stance of hating them because he's probably had at least a couple instances of changing his mind on something where he was met with ridicule, or some such negative response for changing his mind. Speaking from personal experience, the number of times I've changed my mind on something and been told something along the lines of, "You always felt that way, you were just being difficult before," or had them hound me relentlessly about how I used to dislike something is pretty much one for one. Happened every single time. At this point, I never change my initial expressed opinion on anything because there's just so much headache involved with admitting that I changed my mind. Even if I'm with someone who's never given that sort of reaction, the fear that they will react that way is so deeply baked in that I won't ever let anyone know when I change my mind on something. If we show we like something without restraint, that opens us up emotionally, and that brings some massive potential to be hurt emotionally, considering how much the vast majority of us are starved for that kind of stuff to begin with. It's not a conscious thing. To open up to a stranger or, frankly, someone you know a bit, as well, and show them you like something only for them to, even jokingly, put you down for it feels like being stabbed. This is my personal experience, anyway. I've just built up this heavy emotional guard, and I typically only openly show people I like things that I'm supposed to like. I feel like I'm a soulless robot 90% of the time, but it's easier to feel nothing than pain. Women, what do men do that confuses you? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.